Okay, let's get sorted out. Testing levels, yep, the levels are good. Levels sound good. Let's make sure that. Does it look good here? Everything's in focus. Everything looks good. Lights are not being blown out. Okay, it's all good. Okay, so we have the TrimUI Smart Pro here. Apologies for the last stream because let me just turn this volume down a bit. I messed up a little bit because I didn't have an SD card set up properly for this, and I had to contact the seller, the person who the shop that I bought this from, to get the SD card operating system because my unit didn't have an SD card, and I set it all up. We're playing here the PSP game Lumines or Lumines. This is a really old game, I think maybe from 2005, but actually it's one of my favorite puzzle games ever. So we're just going to have a quick game of this, just to demo that the PSP emulation is working, and this would be probably my favorite system to play on this machine. Because PSP, as you remember, is a 16:9 console, and this is also a 16:9 screen. So the screen is very good on this machine. Oops. I would say that the controls are something of maybe of an acquired taste. If you don't like these controls, then I think that these type of controls, you might really not like it. You might really think it's a bit hard to use. But I think if you get used to them, or you're already looking for a console handheld with these controls, you would actually love it, because it's quite rare in that respect, where you've got this clicky button style on both sides, so on the D-pad and the buttons. And I think that this handheld is quite good for puzzle games because of that reason. And maybe, as we'll find out a bit later, I think that fighting games are not that good on this handheld, I'm afraid, because I found that some of the special moves are quite hard to do on this type of D-pad, and I had some difficulty actually, because the D-pad is quite definite, whereas a lot of the common D-pads are more floaty, and they're more like they press the diagonals a bit easier, this kind of thing. So I found that this D-pad is not ideal for fighting games. Yeah, David Smith, welcome. So I'm I'm pretty old as well, probably about maybe about your age, but I've seen a lot of games in my time, and these emulators that are coming out, I really like them, because we can go back and play some of those cool games. Is the handheld good at playing RPG games? Right. So I think that what kind of RPGs? Like ones where you're playing a lot of menus, or you're like Final Fantasy style, old school? I think it would be quite good, actually. I think it'll be fine. I think it would be fine indeed for those type of RPG games. Maybe not action RPG games though. You know, like there was some Baldur's Gate games I think for the Game Boy, right? Maybe not those type. Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe we can try some of those later. We can try some later. But I thought we'd open with Lumines because it's a good demonstration of the screen. It looks really nice, and a good demo of PSP as well, because PSP is going to be the type of system that we want to play on this. Oh, you have an RG552. Okay, David Smith. I also have an RG552. I have it here actually. I really like my RG552, and the thing I would say about it is it's a bit old, isn't it? It's a bit. The battery runs out quickly on it, which is the main thing. But apart from that, I actually like my RG552 a lot. Xenogears. Yeah, so I don't have Xenogears with me today, but you can play that game on this handheld. Right, so let's we opened with Lumines on PSP. I'm just going to show you some of the setup that I have on the TrimUI Smart Pro. So I've spent a little bit of time setting this up and loading it with the box art. So what you can do, right, is on the game screen you can press the menu button, and then you can see the out of the box emulators that you get with this. But this is not the full story actually. So you get, let's say, about 24 emulators here. Yeah, so 3x8, and you might notice there's maybe one or two missing, like Atari Lynx or Commodore Amiga, this kind of thing. But there's actually more firmwares coming out soon. I spoke to someone already who's bringing out some firmware for this, and basically what they do is they add more emulators to this menu. So this is fully extendable. This is not the full list, and you can see that you can show and hide. You can show and hide the emulators here as well. So there's some here which I didn't want to show on the screen, like Game Gear, for example, N64. I've just hidden them from the screen, and what you can do is you can customize this game menu so you can have just the systems that you're currently playing. I quite like that. I actually think the menus. So a friend I showed this to a friend, and he was telling me it looks a bit. It looks a bit. Like those cheap Chinese devices that you get. But I think this is actually okay, because probably the quality of the screen is helping it a lot. So I'll just give you a quick tour of the game layout or the game list. So what I've done here is I've just added a little bit of box art. So you've got your game list, and then this is the Capcom Play System 1 game list, and you can actually, what I'm doing, right, is I'm using the Miu Mini box art here, and I think it works really, really nicely because they've just given you this like vertical area to show the box art, and I think that shows up quite nicely on some of the games. So there's like a Miu Mini layout you can get for these screenshots, and basically you can make your games look a bit better. And I did hear something what Retro Game Corp said, where they said like this should be swapped, like maybe the image should be like, this big, like 2/3 of the screen, and then the name of the game should be a bit smaller. I do agree with that, because having the box art this small is a little bit too small, but it still looks fine. I think it's okay. It's not too bad. They're putting the name of the game as the biggest thing, I guess. Okay, a question from Paul Jason Flores. This so I bought this for $55. So I think that the RG Arc is a bit more expensive than this, especially the Android version. Maybe if you get the Linux only version, it might be closer to this. But I believe like last week there was the the 11/11 sales, or maybe even the Black Friday sales that are coming up. I think you could get this discounted for maybe around 60. It's pretty decent actually. For $60 you get the 5-inch screen, 4.996-inch screen. You get the dual analogs but they don't have L3 R3 sadly. You get stereo speakers, so the speakers do sound really good, I think. The battery is not too bad. I think it's about 5-6 hours. I haven't done any testing, but that's what it says on the box. What's the what's the catch? I'd say that the controls are the catch, because if you don't like the controls on this, you know, the clicky type of D-pad and the clicky buttons and these L2 and R2 buttons, which I discussed about in my last live stream, if you don't like them, then you will really not like this console, I think. If you're used to, you know, Ambernic style, where the D-pad is a bit more looser, or Miu Mini style, where the D-pad is quite soft, and you like that style, and you don't want to go with like a hard D-pad or hard buttons, you know, a hard D-pad and hard buttons is what you're going to get with this. And if you don't like that, then I don't think this console is for you. But the screen does look really good. We're playing up to PSP and Nintendo DS. I'd say is like the high range of what you're going to be playing. N64 is probably going to work just fair, or fair to okay, average to okay. Something that probably what people are interested in is the custom firmware support. So this what we're going to look at today is the official firmware, which you get when you buy the handheld. And I've actually heard there's 4 different custom firmwares in the works. And you know, with custom firmwares, you know, they get supported for much longer. They often have better usability. You know, you don't have these odd translations, or the, you know, like this thing in the menu I really don't like, where the, you know, where you, if you move around it's making a noise. They remove these kind of things, and overall they're just easier to use. So we're gonna get some good some you know, some better usability on this. Okay, David Smith, Amazon. Yeah, Amazon's always going to be a bit more expensive, I think. So if you maybe look out for Black Friday, or what is it, AliExpress? Not AliExpress, the other one. I think it is AliExpress, right? If you look for AliExpress, there might be some coupons on there. And I agree. I think I think $100 is too much for this device. And I think that originally when they were pitching it and when it was being talked about, it was going to be 99 or something, you know, closer to $100. For me, I think that's too much for this machine. I think that, you know, if you can get it for maybe $60 or $70 shipped to you, where, you know, wherever you are in the world, I think that's more of a fair price for this this machine. But anything closer to 100, I wouldn't bother with this. That's my that's my evaluation of it. We'll go through a few more PSP games, let's say, later on. I did have some requests to get to as well. David Smith, PSP, yeah. So what I've found about the PSP games is I've got a couple of the 2D games running perfectly fine. You can even upscale the resolution. Some of the 3D games like Gran Turismo, they need a bit more power, I think. So we're only running about maybe 70% speed for Gran Turismo. However, I have heard that with these custom firmwares, and I've actually looked at the files as well. So some of the files, they are putting the like the CPU of this machine reasonably, like a reasonably low speed. So I think this machine has some headroom to be optimized, or to be bumped up a bit in terms of performance. So what I heard is about with these new firmwares that are coming out, maybe about 80% of the PSP games are going to be fully playable, and the 20%, there might be a couple, you know, which are not running good. So let's get into some games, because I think we had some requests. So let's just go through. I don't know. Let's try Tekken 2. Hope this works, because I didn't try it earlier. Okay, so with Tekken 2, somebody called Cloud1986 requested that we try some PS1 games using the what's that cursor? So it has RetroArch here, and he asked us to use I think it was the enhanced resolution, and see. So enhanced resolution. He wanted to see how well that was running on some of the games. So PS1 with enhanced resolution, and maybe I can switch on the FPS as well. Let's just try and find the FPS. Sorry about this. FPS is going to be in the on-screen display. Show FPS. Where is it? FPS. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, so you've got your FPS on the screen, just so if you see that dipping, then we know there's a problem. Okay, so maybe if you, yeah, it might be, you know, the SD card might be worth it because this did take me a little bit of time to set up. You know, if you want to save yourself that hassle, I mean, it's up to you because I'm generally okay with setting up some of the with setting up the consoles myself. So this game is Tekken 2, one of the classic games for PS1, and I'm using the enhanced resolution option, which it actually upscales it. I think it's 2 times. Yep. So the RGB lights on the sticks, I'm not sure how configurable they are because they seem to be changing randomly depending on what system you're playing. So they'll be a bit, they'll change color actually. And you can turn the brightness up and down on them. That's the control you got on them. So yeah, I'd say Tekken 2 runs pretty well. So Tekken 3 is going to be the test, I guess, because that one is a bit more of a heavier PS1 game. So we'll see how this runs. I'm actually expecting this probably not to work as well on as the previous one. I do have the, let's check if I've still got the enhanced resolution on. I'm not sure if it stays on actually. Okay, yeah, it stays on. So I have the enhanced resolution still on the PS1 emulator. Well, let's see what happens when we get in game. Oh, okay. So I mean, to me, this is in full speed. So Tekken 3 is actually one of the more harder games. I believe. Okay, so yeah, so Konyo 985. I don't think can the RG35XX handle the enhanced resolution setting, which is double resolution. Because I'm not sure it can. Now that one is a you know, that's a $50. That is a $50 handheld, isn't it? I'm probably going to be toggling that frame rate thing. Yes, I've got a lot of PSP games, Paul. So if you've got a suggestion or you've got a request, then I'll try it. I've got a ton of PSP games that I can test. We can have a quick browse of the game list, and then you can choose a game that you want. So to me, Tekken 3 is running pretty good. just finish Paul off and then... Okay, that's pretty good then for the RG35XX. I didn't realise it could do enhanced at all, actually. I thought most games were going to be pretty slow on it. Yeah, this should be better than a 35XX. Because I think the CPU is better. Okay, this is Tekken 3. So we've got 2 Tekkens in the bag. That's pretty good. So I'm pretty confident in saying most of these PS1 games are going to work fine. Okay, let's switch to the PSP emulator. So I've got a ton of games here. So what I'm going to do, right, is we'll start one up. We'll just start one up and then we'll get into the PPSSPP emulator, and then you can see the box, the box art type thing as well here. Whoops. Okay. Right, where am I? PSP. Okay, right. So, how do I get this bigger? Okay, we're looking for turn-based. Whoops. Let's try and get more games in there. Okay, looking for turn-based games here. Okay, so Steve Mann, I have tried Tekken 6 on the PSP, and that is one actually that does not run too well on this. I can show you both Tekkens on PSP because one of them runs fine, which is the Dark Resurrection, and then one of them is a bit slower. So I'll let you know sort of the limits for that, the limits of this machine, because that we will get to the Tekken 6 in a moment here. Just a moment. Where is it? It is... Oh, do I have it here? Did I scroll past it? Oh, here it is. Okay, Tekken 6. So with this game, like on the stock firmware, I didn't have that much success. But I think on the custom firmware, it will be okay. Because I've heard that this stock firmware, it runs the CPU slightly slower, probably because they were balancing the balancing the battery life. Whereas the custom firmwares, you're going to be able to control the CPU speed. And I think that this game will run fine on those custom firmwares when they come out. So we'll see. So I'm running at is it 2x? Okay, I'll just bump it down to 1x because I know that this game doesn't run well, unless I was mistaken. Who should I be? Oh, do we still need the FPS? Yeah, there it is. Right, so there's all the settings as well. I didn't turn anything crazy on. I've got the frame skipping off, so you can, so we can see the slowdowns. Yep. So I'm not sure if you can see that in the corner, but we're running about, around 60–70%. That's kind of this is kind of the limit, and we're running at 1x resolution as well. But I do think that with a bit of optimization on those custom firmwares, we will get this running at full speed, because it's not far off at all. It's only like 20–30% off, and I think that we'll be able to get this one running at full speed. Yeah, so that gives you an idea of how Tekken 6 is running. It's the sound has gone all bad, isn't it? Like, it's playable, but it's not really. I think but not really. Like, it's almost there. It's like 10 FPS off. I think if you had the frame skip on 1, it's fine. But I don't like playing games with frame skip on anyway. So that's a quick test for you, Steve. I think that the custom firmware, because there's a lot in the works for this device apparently. and I was pretty surprised that they were doing such a thing. Yeah, you can clock the CPU up on the custom firmwares apparently, and even the developer versions, which Taki Udon and Retro Game Calls, all those guys, they got the dev firmware, and it had like a selector for the CPU speed in the menus. But on mine, the retail version, it doesn't have it. So Paul, I have heard the JLOS people are working on this. So I mean, don't I'm not. It's a bit of a rumor. I'm not sure if they actually fully confirmed it and said, "Oh, we're doing this." But I know that they've got them. They said they've got these devices, and I think they're working on it. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that they'll be able to get some of these PSP games running at full speed. Sorry, so I really don't know what RPGs we could try. I guess Final Fantasy. What is it called? Crisis Core, maybe. I have got tons of PSP games loaded on here. So if you guys want to see a PSP game, then that's you just give me a shout. So I'll try Crisis Core. So can we skip these? Oh, we can't skip these videos. Let me try fast forwarding these videos. Do I have fast forward settings on? Because I think there is a button that you can press to fast forward the what is it? Speed toggle. Fast forward, there it is. Let's use my I'll use this button to. Okay, that's kind of working. I've got double speed. Okay, I'll try and fast forward this cutscene. Okay, now God of War, that's the one, right? So I think God of War will be similar to the Tekken 6 that I was just playing, where it will kind of run okay, but not like probably fine with the frame skip on 1 or 2, but it's not going to be perfect. The thing about buying a phone, right, is it's a bit. I mean, it's okay, but I think the controls are going to be a bit strange. Or I mean, it depends what you get, right? Because there's a lot of these controllers, isn't there? Those like phone controllers. Sorry, I can't skip this cutscene, but I'm using the fast forward to get as fast as I can for it, which is something cool you can do on the emulators at least. Just want to get into the game. Okay, all right, so we're in the game. Can you access this hand? I don't know actually, because there is a few like hotspot options, but I think they're for multiplayer. I don't think it can in the stock firmware anyway. I think you don't have this function where you can get to the Wi-Fi. I mean, what I've been doing is I've just been transferring the games onto the card. Oops. Okay, so we're getting 30 FPS. We're getting decent speed. It's been a long time since I played this game because I got the I got this game when it came out, I think. Okay, so yeah, we're okay. We're at 1x resolution, but it's running perfectly, I think. Yeah, not well. I mean, I'm only at the first bit, but it looks to be running pretty well. I think, Paul, when I played this game, I was playing the Japanese version because I bought like the Japanese limited PSP just for this game, and I was like super excited just to play it. And I think I played it in Japanese. I don't speak a word of Japanese, by the way. Yeah, I didn't see it dip at all, but maybe like to 29 or 28, but I think it runs. This game runs pretty well. Whoa. How do I use the other? Anyway, I think this is working okay. I don't know how to use the bloody. How do I use the other? Man, yeah. I really don't know what I'm doing. Oh, what? Oh, this doesn't look too right, doesn't it? I mean, you're meant to get like the full. Maybe there's a little emulation problem there. Okay, I think we've probably seen enough of this. All right, so I think that's a good test. All right, so let's try. What else have we got on this list? We've got some Dreamcast games on the list, but I don't want to get into those yet. I want to stick to the PSP games. Let me try this. Oh, I've got the Dead or Alive beach game. Dynasty Warriors, maybe? I don't play much Dynasty Warriors. I've got a ton of FIFA games. Grand Theft. That's a favourite. Oh, these Harry Potter games. Oh, look at Daniel. What's his name? Daniel Radcliffe. Look how young he looks. Let's try. Right, so Hogwarts just came out on Switch, right? So let's let's try Daniel Radcliffe in a Order of the Phoenix, 2007. Oh, this. Oh, there's your music. Oh wow, this game looks alright. from the menu screen. Okay, Harry. So I got no idea what this game is, but let's see if it runs. The PSP library is huge, yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's fast forward. Let's fast forward this cutscene. This is just some video, so it should be. Okay, I want to get into the game. Are we in the game? Yeah. Are we? Oh, is this a cutscene still? Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Let me skip the cutscene. Oh, okay. Yeah, this looks like the game. 20 FPS? Use your magic to clean the floor. Bloody hell. This was 20 FPS though. Yeah, it looks like Emma Watson from from 2007. Now you try it. Press R to get your wand out. Oh, oh, was that my... Is that why my bloody buttons weren't working? It's because I didn't actually bind them properly. I was wondering why the... Oh, okay. I think the buttons weren't bound... Oh, shh. That's why I couldn't do anything in Crisis Core. Yeah, I think that's why I couldn't do anything in Crisis Core, because my buttons weren't bound properly. Is that... Oh, come on. Is that right? Button R. Yeah, they were all... My L and R are completely wrong. Bugger. Select. Yeah, that one should be right. Yeah. Okay, that's better. Yeah, I was wondering why in Crisis Core I couldn't do anything. Get your wand out. Yeah. Okay. Axio. Oh, go on. What? Oh, you hold it down and then when it sort of lights up, you release. Oh, okay, yeah. I got it. Keep trying. Oh, Emma Watson's telling me what to do. Press R to get your wand out. Depulse. Depulsio. Tap L and... Alright, I just want to walk around a bit just to get a feel for the... Okay, so I think this is genuinely is a 20 FPS game that EA Games released. And it's not just, crap emulation. It is actually 20 FPS. But It actually looks okay. It doesn't look terrible. Can I just shoot Emma Watson with the... Oh, is this like... What the hell am I doing? Alright, I've had enough of that. Okay, so this game works full speed, apparently, which is 20 FPS. Oops. Alright. Any PSP games at all, just shout them out, come on. And then we can, yeah, any PSP, because I've got tons of PSP games here. I've got like every single Madden game, which probably wasn't that popular anyway. Oh, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I heard this game's good, right? Do I have Tenchu? Yes, I do. I remember seeing that down there somewhere. I could also try Need for Speed. I think that was mentioned before. Biggs, the Tenchu, Tekken, the third birthday. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Tenchu. Yep, the sticks do have RGB lights, which is pretty crazy for a device this cheap. Tenchu was Ubisoft. Oh, what? Tekken 5 works good. I can try that one afterwards, after Paul's request. Tenchu Shadow Assassins, PSP. Okay, I never played this one. Oh, that's good. You can skip the... Okay, how do we... Yeah. Okay, so this game is running like really well. So what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to try the two times resolution, and then see if we can keep up the speed. Yep. So we got two times resolution here. Okay. Okay. Sidestep. Okay. So I think this device is going to be really good for PSP because the analog stick is just better than that slider. Oh. Let's Hisatsu this guy. What do you do? Oh, it's a quick time. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, you can pick up people's bodies. All right. Let's drop his body in the pit. Okay. Move like the wind. Okay, so press R and then... Oh, you can roll. Oh, this guy got killed, man. This game is pretty good. Is the battery life good? So I think the battery life is it says 5 to 6 hours on the box. So I haven't tried it, so I haven't tested that, so I can't comment. But sorry, I'm just making sure I don't get killed. Mantle yourself in the shadow. Where's the shadow? Oh, okay, all right. Oh, I see. Oh, what's that meant to do to me? Okay, yeah, it's, I think this game works really well. So I'm running at 2 times resolution and no slowdowns at all. So good test. So Tekken 5 was just requested earlier, so I'll go to that one. Tekken 5. Oh, whoops, that's Tekken 6. I was going to swear then, so Tekken 5, Dark Resurrection. So I know this one works perfectly. Which part of the UK are you in? So that's the thing. I'm not in the UK. This one has them compared to more expensive PAL Kitty. Yeah, I think the PAL Kitty X55 is a competitor to this. So if you're kind of in the market for this kind of device, if you're in the market for widescreen, bigger screen, there is the PAL Kitty X55, and it also has like the same trigger layout. I think it has a 5.5 screen actually. I don't have that one, the PAL Kitty X55. I'm in Asia, let's say. I'm not in the UK. Oh, yeah. I don't know the relationship between like PowKitty and TrimUI. I think it's all a bit weird, right? All these companies, they probably use the same factories, and it's all something weird's going on there. That's what I think. It seems like TrimUI. I even heard like TrimUI has like some kind of relationship with Miu Minis. So I don't know. I don't know what that is either, because apparently they got some software relationship or something. I don't know. Okay, so I'm still running at 2. Am I running at 2 times? Let's just check. Okay, I'm running at 2 times PSP resolution, so slightly upscaled. And this game is great. It's running really well. 60 FPS. Better than the Tekken 6 we were just playing earlier. So if you need some kind of Tekken fix, then you can play this one. Or any of the PS1 ones, of course. On this one, there's no choice between Vulkan and OpenGL. So I don't know if that's going to change in the custom firmware, but this particular TrimUI, I'm not able to use Vulkan. Yeah, Tekken 6 runs really well. 2 times resolution, good speed, it's great. The cutscenes they're automatically in 30 FPS anyway, but then when you're playing the game it goes to 60. They probably did that to save the battery. That was like their thinking. That's usually what they do on these type of games, portable games. Yep, Evertail888, thanks for requesting this game. I know it runs well. If you want to play some Tekken PSP, you play this one. For this kind of cheap device, running this game like looks really good, quite impressive. Especially on this screen. I know how to play Tekken. Yeah, I've been playing Tekken since the first one. I do like Tekken. I'm probably I don't know if I'm better at Tekken or Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. I would say that this pad is not that good for Street Fighter, so maybe I'll show you that in a moment. I'll show you that now actually, because I can do a little demo of like why I think it's not good. I think it's good for Tekken actually, because Tekken has a lot of like tapping moves. But I think that for Street Fighter, this is not good. Let me just find the bloody Street Fighter. Where is it? Oh, there it is. This is also one of my favorite games. Heihachi's daughter. I'm not sure about Heihachi's daughter. I've not seen. I saw there was some trailer about Tekken 8. It was Evo or something. But I didn't watch it. I barely played Tekken 7, to be honest, so I don't know what's going on. I thought Heihachi was dead. Whoops. Didn't Heihachi get like killed again or something in 7? Like something weird. Something weird happened. Okay, so I'm just going to show you like why I don't think this D-pad is good for Street Fighter games, and maybe King of Fighters as well. I'm not having a good time with it. Yeah, nobody stays dead in Tekken. That's true. Okay, right. So I find this quite hard to do the fireball move on. I'm doing it a lot now. So I don't like. I'm trying to do the fireball move, and it's because of the clickiness of the D-pad. It's for me. It doesn't pull off very easily. Like it's possible, but yeah, I just did 2 then. But I find it hard, to be honest. So I should be getting fireballs every time, but okay. So yeah, it doesn't feel as good as some of the other handhelds for me. Tactics Ogre, I can try it. Yep. By clicky, do I mean it's noisy? So it does make a bit more noise than another console, like a Power Kitty, for example. Let me just get my Power Kitty. I'm not sure if it's going to work well on stream. Okay, so I have Power Kitty RGB 30. So this is like this doesn't really make a noise when you're pressing on it. It's yeah, doesn't really make a noise when you. It's more like it's like an Anbernic console. It's quite. It moves around a lot as well. Like it's got what they call conductive rubber underneath. So basically, it has these rubber pads, and they press on the circuit board, and they sort of they make the connection on the circuit board via these rubber pads. Whereas this, right, they're actual buttons on the circuit board that you're pressing, rather than rubber contacting. Pushing down on it, and it has a clicking noise. It's not like a mouse click, but it has a clicking noise when you're using it. If you used a PlayStation Vita, Paul, then you'll know what I'm talking about. If you the difference between like a PlayStation Vita and a PlayStation like a PS3 controller, like a PS3 controller, it's got that it's got that pre-travel, post-travel. Whereas this, there's like a button on the circuit board. It's been fixed onto the circuit board, and when you push it, it's on and off. It's like very, very definite, and that's why I call it clicky. That's why people say it's clicky, because that's what it's doing. And the main thing I think is it's a very definite push down that you feel. You don't feel any, as you're pressing like a button on a remote control. You feel it going down, and then you feel it activate, and then you feel it coming up again. With this, you don't get any of that. It's just boom, on, off, on off like that. So I hope you get the idea about, you know, the difference between what they call them DOM switches and then conductive rubber. This is a conductive rubber console. And I find that on this, it's not easy to do the fireballs. So I was just trying to get 3 fireballs out then, and I couldn't do it. Like, my Dragon Punch is coming out instead. And it's, I mean, it's a bit weird because the Dragon Punches actually feels a bit easier to get out. Which is a bit odd, right? Because on the PS Vita, I found it quite easy to do this because the PS Vita D-pad is a lot looser than this one. This one's a bit more tight against. Like you can see, there's hardly any space. There's hardly any space around the D-pad here compared to like the PS Vita, which I'll get in a minute. I'll just get it. Yeah, PS Vita, right? The D-pad moves around like, you know, it's got a hole, like, and it really moves around. Really moves around. But it's using the same technology. Whereas this one, right, it's like there's no hole at all. It's just flush. It's almost flush against the case, and that's why I think maybe that's what makes it not good for fighting games. All right, sorry. Let's get back to some of the games. Tactics Ogre. So I don't know how to play Tactics Ogre, but I know it's some kind of RPG, right? So let's give it a go. Tenchu is there. Oh, is that it? No. It's, oh, here it is. Yeah. Yeah. Let me just go down to one times just to make sure everything's okay, and then we'll go to 2 if we find the speed good. Oh, okay, so we've already got some issues in the cutscene here. 40 FPS. Okay, so we might have found a game which... Oh, okay, so I skipped that and then it was okay. So let's try and get into the game. Oh, is it one of these? It's gonna... The thing about these RPGs, right, is they take bloody ages to start up, don't they? Okay, so I'm getting like 50 FPS on this. Oh God, why are you asking me such questions? No, it's a good point. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Ikulo Mentis. But yeah, I mean, we're here to test some PSP games, and we're here to see what this device can do. So I don't mind the suggestion at all. I mean, you know, most people here, you know, you're interested in this device. You want to see if it plays your favorite game. That's it's perfectly fine. Just give me a shout. So okay, actually, so this is heating my device up a bit. Yeah, so I can feel it a bit hot on the right side here. There's no fan, by the way. Yeah, there's no fan, but it does feel a bit hot on this side. Oh yeah, we can skip that now. Okay. I think that this game, you know, because of the nature of it being you know, a bit slower, I think if you played this on Frameskip 1, it would be okay. And then, you know, when those custom firmwares come out, it would probably become full speed because it's not that far. Again, you know, it's like some of the other games. It's not that far off. Oh, here we got... So indoors, it was like 45 FPS. But outside now, we're at 60 FPS. And it's running quite well. So yeah, I think this is an example of like a game which you would want to play on this device because it's looks really good. Yeah, for me, I think this device is actually quite a good like puzzle game, RPG game device. Maybe for the Tekken as well, but it's just that Street Fighter. I didn't like the feeling of the D-pad for the on the device. Yeah, this is like Final Fantasy Tactics, isn't it? Okay, so I've got no clue what's going on, right? But uh, we're getting about 52 FPS. So like this is like almost full speed. I'd say this game. If you had frame skip one, I think it's perfectly playable. Just my experience from just from the beginning. But yeah, that's everything looks fine as well. I don't see any like graphical issues. So maybe that's good enough for you as a little test. Okay, I'll try God of War now. So I know God of War is not going to run full speed. It's going to be probably a similar story, but we'll try it just so that you have a record of it. Because everyone asks for God of War, and it's probably the first game that everyone tries right on their machine. God of War, Ghost of Sparta, Chains of Olympus, doesn't matter which one. No problem at all. I think this game, yeah, I mean, to me, like, seems very playable. Frame skip one, you'll be perfectly fine, I think. And then when those custom firmwares hit, it'll be good. Yeah, so Paul, yeah, it is running an older version of PPSSPP, and that's something what they were going to do on these custom firmwares is they were going to upgrade the build. They were going to go to, was it 116 or something? The newer ones. All right, so here we go. Yeah, we're getting about 45. Oh, it's going down a bit now. Okay, so it's getting hit hard. Yeah, we're getting about 50% speed on this one. Yeah, it's not as bad as the Palkia was worse, I think. Yeah, the Palkia was a bit worse when I tried this. But yeah, this is. Let me just put the frame skip on to see how it will run with that. Yeah, so we're at 1x resolution. Frame skip's going to be maybe even like auto frame skip. Let's see what happens. Okay, yeah, he's still running around a bit in slow motion, especially when those like special effects hit. I think this game maybe needs a bit more work if they're going to try and get this one working. This is going to be a bit more harder, I think. I mean, it's just barely playable. Like, not yeah. I mean, I wouldn't play this. All right. Does the back of the device does get quite warm, and it has a hotspot. It has a hotspot like here, just where the TrimUI word is, just above it here. That's probably where the CPU is, right there. But I think that when you're holding it, it's okay. It's not too bad for me. I mean, in this kind of weather, it's probably quite nice to have a little have a heat pad to hold on to, but it is getting a bit toasty here actually. This part here. All right, that's God of War, the first one. I think it's the first one, right? And then let's. Okay, so I've got two Dreamcast games to test for Mr. Geltron, who asked in the Discord. So let me just go to those. So I think Dreamcast is also might be a bit tricky on this handheld as well, and not to mention that it's the wrong. Oops, have I just started that game? It's the wrong aspect ratio for Dreamcast as well. How do I do this? Okay, Dreamcast. Where is it? Yeah, so that person asks for this game. And I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I think he wanted me to play it in vertical. In vertical style. Okay, so what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to try and put this in the vertical mode. How the hell do I do that? Rotation, here we go. Oh, that doesn't look right. Okay, I think that might be what I need though. Does that say? That says backup. Oh, sorry, I forgot Dreamcast was like that. Oh, that's what's going on here. Okay, so that's completely wrong. Oh, do I actually? Oh, I don't need to change it, do I? Am I being an idiot? Yeah, that's what we want. That's what we wanted. I am being an idiot. Okay, now what? Okay. Right, so he wanted me to play it like this request. How is this going to work? Okay, this is going to be really weird. But oh, it's got vibration. This looks really good on the screen, but actually, and it runs pretty well. It runs better than the Palke. I'm not sure if you can see that well, but sorry, my hand's blocking. But maybe I need to configure the buttons as well. But I'll just play it like this for now. Well, this is pretty good. How do I shoot my things? Okay. Okay, that's how I do that. Okay. Oh, wrong one. Oh. I died. Okay, this is a really weird way to play the game, but it's actually, like, pretty good. probably need to configure it to play it like this rather than that way around. So I've got some buttons, but it runs better than I expected. Okay, so that was. I think that's actually playable. That's more playable than the PAL Kitty, because on the PAL Kitty you get some bad, like worse slow. It's still playable, but you get some bad slowdowns on that one. What's the best emulation that this handheld can play? It can. Whoops, sorry. It can play Dreamcast, PSP, Nintendo DS, N64. I guess some N64. Maybe not all of it. And that would be the limit. Yep, Eddie TV. I'm just gonna get to the. Yeah, I can try Dragon Ball next because I do have another Dreamcast game I wanted to try, but I can try that one. Do you know which Dragon Ball it is? Because there's probably a lot, right? For PSP. Do you know the full name of the game? Whoa, I just zoomed right past that. Dragon Ball. Yeah, do you know which game it is? Because there's a lot of. I mean, you probably don't want me to play the Dragon Ball movie game, right? Dragon Ball Evolution, is it? This device is not touchscreen. No, it's not. Eddie TV, but you don't know which one it is, or just any Budokai, yeah. Budokai, okay, yeah. Shin Budokai. It doesn't have a touchscreen. This device. I will just try the. I'll just test the. Okay, so we're at 1x resolution. Just for your information, we might be able to go to 2x if it's running well enough. It's not a 6-inch screen. It's a 4. I think it's 4.95 or something. It's almost 5-inch. Basically a 5-inch. Did it come with that game? So my unit didn't come with anything at all. So everything I had to get myself, and that's a bit of a problem actually because thanks for subscribing, Eddie TV. There's a I mean if you don't know what you're doing, right? If this is your first console or something, your first handheld, and it's brand new to you, and you don't know what you're doing, I would recommend you just get the SD card with it, and maybe pay a little bit extra and get the SD card, because the problem with this one, right, is it's a bit complicated to set up, in my opinion. So it might be better just to have it all done for you, so it's a bit easier. That would be my recommendation for this one. Because there's a couple of things that can go wrong with it as well, where you lose all your emulators and stuff, which I had to deal with, because I didn't have any software at all. So it might be good just to get the one with the SD card. It'll be a lot simpler on your side. How do you know the batteries are? That's a good question, actually. That's a really good question, Paul. I don't know. From what I understand, the LEDs they're not always on. You can actually turn them off. So like, I guess they would go red. Actually, Paul, I think that this one would go red because when you're charging, there's actually a light here. So I'm guessing when you're low, there's a little indicator here, and I think that one would go red. It's not Android, Eddie TV. It's not Android. It's Linux. It's Linux based. It's Linux. And I'm getting blasted now, and I don't know what I'm doing. Can I? Just shoot this Goku. It runs. This game runs great. Upscale, 2x resolution. Runs really well. Looks great. Do the analogs and buttons feel premium? Right, so the analogs are a little bit, for me it's a little bit disappointing because I don't, there's two textures here. So maybe you want to check out my other video about it, because I talk about it a bit more, like the hardware itself. And I think that the analog is a bit, it's not as nice as like a PS Vita, the newer PlayStation portable ones. I think the size is fine, and I think the actual control is fine, but it's a bit like sunken into the device. Like if you see here, right, there's not much range to it, like because it's right into the device. But to be honest, playing on it, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I just think that it could have been better. Like maybe they could have made the rubber better here, like because the rubber's a bit smooth, and I feel like my thumb is kind of slipping off it sometimes. But I mean, it's usable. It's usable. Yes, I agree, Paul. If it had like slightly better analogs, it would have been really good. Would have been really good. Okay, yeah. So Dragon Ball Budokai is good. Good, runs good. 2x resolution, which is quite impressive. Have I ever used the R36S? So the R36S is let me just check if I got one. I don't have a R36S, but I do have a let's just see what we got in the storeroom. I've got a Miu Mini here. I've got a Dissidia. Okay, I got Dissidia. I'll just put that one on. I've got. Do you think I can replace? Do you think you can replace joystick? I think you can, David Smith. Actually, I think you might be able to. Right. So I've got RG353VS, and I've got a Miu Mini here, and this is my go-to device for a lot of stuff. I really like the RG353VS. So I probably won't be getting a. I won't be getting a R36S because it's got. I mean, it's a bit pointless for me because, you know, I've got a lot of these vertical devices already. So I'm not gonna get. I'm probably not gonna get, you know, the 35 or the 36. Sorry, Dissidia. Okay, let me just. Dissidia. Oh, which one is it, Paul? I don't know if. I don't know which one it is, Paul. I'll just try that one. Oops. Sorry. I pressed the wrong one. But the OS is nice and fast. If you do something silly like I just did. Sorry, let's just catch up on these chat messages. Can you okay, so the device joysticks, right? So I think you can pull this bit of rubber off, but I don't know about replacing the entire stick. Because the rubber is I think it's different, right? The black one has the black and grey models have different rubbers on the top. So I think you can pull that off and then replace that. But I don't know about replacing the whole stick. Okay. I'm a casual gamer. Well, what is this? Okay, let me just. Thinking about getting a 505 or Retroid Pocket 3 Plus. These are the RG 505 and Retroid Pocket Plus. They're over $100, right? And the Pocket 3 Plus is like $150 at least. So the Pocket 3 Plus is going to be is the best performing one out of the ones that you mentioned there. The 505. Oh, sorry, 505 uses the same CPU as well. So yeah, those Eddie TV, those are a big step up from this. This is a different class. This is a different ball game, as they say. So right, so I got no clue what I'm doing, but this game seems to be running fine. Since you have an Odin 2, do you feel like picking up these lower end ones off stream? Yes, Paul, all the time. All the time, actually. So I don't know if it's nostalgia or just convenience, but I find myself picking up my Miu Mini a lot just to play Tetris, because I really like Tetris. Playing it on my commute or when I've got just a spare couple of minutes, I love playing Tetris, and as you know, I like Tekken, or just something that you can play like couple of minutes. Definitely like playing my Miu Mini, which is a bit strange because I only got the Miu Mini just because it kind of like as a like to do more YouTube stuff on it. But I find myself playing. I think it's the smallest one that I have. The probably one that I'm playing the least at the moment is the RGB30. I thought that I would play this more, to be honest, but I'm not sure. There's something about it where I'm not picking this up that often. Obviously, I'm picking this one up often now because I've just got it. But yeah, I've got so many handhelds that I kind of like. I don't know. I don't know really. I just like picking one up for the different reasons, different games. This one, I feel like I'm going to play a lot of PSP games on it, because I just loaded it up full of PSP games, and I feel like it's a great machine to go back and play some of those puzzle games, which is why I mentioned Lumines or those RPGs as well. I feel like that is a really good that's a really good use case for this. Okay, so yeah, so I've never played this game, and yeah, I got no idea what I'm doing. It's 30 FPS though. I mean, it says full speed, so I mean, if it's saying full speed and it looks all right, then I mean, it looks like it's running good. Yeah, Eddie TV. We just tried God of War, but it ran at like 50% speed. So maybe with some like tweaks and different like firmware or something, it might run okay. But I think it is a bit of a stretch, God of War, to be honest. That's my opinion anyway. I'm not sure if we'll get there without some big overclocking or whatever, or maybe it'll make your device really hot. I mean, surely people have finished that game by now, right? They've got you've got your handheld, you've played God of War, and you finished it, and you don't need to play it anymore. Because this game is always requested, isn't it? It's like, oh, can it play God of War? I have so many handhelds that I mean, I have a lot of handhelds, but I kind of like buying these cheap ones, because I'm kind of close to China, in distance. I can get them quite cheaply. So I got, for example, this one, right? I got it for $55 US, and 55 US for this, I think, is a bargain. But I mean, you guys in Europe or US, you might need to pay 60, 65, 70 to get this with the delivery. So yeah, but because that's the advantage of being near China, where all these things are made. You can get them cheap. You can get them super cheap, and you can get them fast as well. So that's why I'm able to review them and get them quickly, and get on YouTube and show you guys. All right, David Smith. no problem at all if you need to log off. Thanks for joining and thanks for chatting away in the and thanks for your suggestions as well. It was a pleasure testing some of the games for you. Eddie TV, yes, that's right. So I bought mine without the game card. There was no SD card with mine. So if you need that, convenience, and you need someone to set it up for you, it's probably a good idea to get it, because with this one, like the software was kind of hard to get. I had to ask the seller for some help, and then he gave me like some dodgy link. It took me ages to download that software, and if you need that software though, I've made it available on a Google Drive. So if there's anyone in the same position as me, you've got this console and you can't do anything with it, like in my last stream, I do have the Google Drive of all of the software that you need to put on the card, so I can help you out with that. You just check out the description of the last video that I did, and you can get that. But yeah, that's all good. Okay, so Dissidia, I was pretty surprised that ran out okay, actually, because I know Dissidia was like a later game, wasn't it, in the PSP lifecycle. Okay, I'm going to go back to the Dreamcast because there was one more game I think was requested. It was Power Stone 2. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of playing Dreamcast on this, but actually, Ikaruga, the previous shooting game that we tried, that one ran pretty well on this. Ran really well. Oh, okay, yeah, Eddie TV, have a good day at school. Thanks for subscribing, and thanks for your questions as well. And your suggestion of Dragon Ball Budokai, Shin Budokai, PSP. Yep, have a good day. Right, so this is Power Stone 2, which I don't think I have played. I've played Power Stone 1, but I don't... Oh, okay, so the vibration is going mental. Yeah, Paul, it brings back memories for me as well, but not great memories actually, because I got Power Stone 1, right, and then I didn't know, I didn't feel like I didn't feel like it was a good game. I was like, oh, is that it? Is that what's all the fuss about? I didn't think it was that great. Oh, come on. So this game I'm testing this for Geltron, and this game runs fine. There's no issues. Let's just put the FPS on for the record, just so we got some. Yep, there we go. Just so you can see how fast it's running. It's running fine. Oh, actually, it says 50 FPS here. Have I got the PAL version? Maybe I have the PAL version. Oh, I think I got the PAL version of Power Stone 2. Sorry about that. Not the 60 FPS one. I didn't realise. Unless it is running at 50 FPS. Oh, you can go in those. That's crazy. You can go in these little cannons and shoot them. So I'm not sure if you can hear, but the vibration motor does work well. It's going off like a lot. It's going off a lot. Oh, let's jump in that cannon. Yeah, it's like Smash Bros. That's true. I'm not a big fan of Smash Bros. As well. Maybe that's the. Maybe that I just don't like these. Like, is it like Brawlhalla as well? I don't like these type of games. I think Brawlhalla's that Android one, isn't it? Someone was asking about that in the. Someone was asking about that in the Odin comments, Odin 2 comments. All right. So passed on to running. Okay, I think it does dip to 50 FPS, but I think it's not too bad. Still playable. Okay. So do I have anything else on the list? No, I think that's about it. Okay. So let's go back to the custom firmware. Okay, so that session, it used about 30-40% of the battery there. So that's quite heavy actually. And I was only playing for what, 1.5 hours maybe? So that gives you an idea of the battery life. So I think it's closer to like 4 hours if you're really pushing the device. It's probably between 4 and 6 hours, like depending on how heavy your games are. Oh, something we didn't try is Nintendo DS. Okay, so let's just play one DS game and then we'll call it a day. Yeah, the battery life is kind of like a PS Vita actually. Oh, it's better than the PSP was. I remember the PSP didn't last too long. Let's just try. Do we have a Mario Kart around here? Mario Kart DS. Where was there? Okay, so in DS you'll get this weird layout where it's instead of vertical we've got a horizontal. Oh, is the sound working? Oh, the sound. Okay, it sounds okay. It's just a bit low. Oh, what's going on there? Okay, there's something weird going on here. Alright, so I think DS is not too... Yeah, something weird going on here. Because it doesn't feel full speed. Doesn't feel smooth, the menus. I've got a little stylus there. Oh, maybe my button's not configured. Oh, that could be the problem, right? Hey, what? Okay. Oh god, that's the smallest thing in the world. That's the smallest text in the world, man. Hello, Darcy. Welcome back to the stream. We're testing the TrimUI Smart Pro today. Thanks for joining us. And I'm trying to get Nintendo DS. Oh, okay. So here we go. As Mario would say. That's much better. Okay, so what you can do in DS is you can actually... Okay, I've just messed this up. Maybe I can restart it. Oh, let's just go. Oh. Okay, that's a lot better. Yeah, that's a lot better. Tomb Raider 1 I do not have actually on the device, I'm afraid. I think I might have a Tomb Raider for PSP, but I'll just have a quick race of this and then I'll have a look. Okay, so this is a bit weird, man. Because it was full speed, but then... Okay, so there's something weird going on with the emulator because I need to quit into the menu and then come back out again. And then it will be it will get some FPS because I saw it wasn't smooth, but this run is running pretty well. I mean, it's dual screen, right? What you can do is you can make the screen bigger if you just want to have the track by itself. I mean the racing view itself. Oh, it's chugging a bit. It is chugging a bit. Okay, so this is not too perfect. This emulation is not too good, actually. It's like 20 FPS, something like that. No, maybe not that bad, but 30. Yeah, it's not great, actually. Okay, I will get to Darcy's tests. I don't have any PS1 games. Actually, yeah, it does Tomb Raider 2. Will that do? I've got Tomb Raider 2. This is the PS1 version of Tomb Raider 2. Man, that's really lucky. I just put that game on randomly, I think. Okay, what the hell's going on? Oh, I finished this game, Tomb Raider 2. This was... Okay, let me put the enhanced resolution on, because I think this game should run okay with that. GPU plugin. And okay, so we have enhanced resolution on, which is a 2x resolution upscale, so it should look better. I can try the home. Just as a quick test. Oh. Oh, am I doing this completely wrong? Oh, is that button's jump? Sorry. Yeah. Yes, Paul, it comes in 3 colours. So it comes in black, white, and grey. I think that the grey one is actually the best looking one. This is the white one, but the black one has got like the black one gives you some old school PSP vibes. It's got that old school PSP look, and I quite like that one as well, actually. How are the controls? I've forgotten how to play Tomb Raider, so I think so. Yeah, I've spoken a lot about the controls already in this stream, so it's a bit. Oops. I don't want to repeat myself, but maybe for Tomb Raider, I think it's fine. I think it's actually all right. Because in Tomb Raider, I think you need some definite directions, and probably if you're using the stick, it might be a bit better. But I don't know if Tomb Raider ever supported the stick. Oh shoot! But maybe to give you a quick idea, the controls are kind of like if you love them or hate them, kind of idea, like, because they're a bit more definite than other controls, and when I say that, I mean like they don't have any pre and post travel. They just have the buttons just have like an on and off. They don't. They don't have like a little smooth, you press it down and you feel the button going down, and then you activate it, and then you feel the button going back again. It's not like that. It's just on or off. Like the button's very definite. I've got a smudge on the screen. Yeah, there's plenty of. I'm sure there's plenty of smudges on the screen. We've been going for an hour. I think it feels good. It might be better to run this without the enhanced resolution, because I did notice like a tiny slowdown. So let me just try it with it off, and then I'll also rub the smudge as well off. Let me just try and find where that is. Should be in core options, GPU plugin, enhanced resolution off. Or you could try the speed hack. Okay, I'll just get rid of that smudge, that fingerprint. Okay. How the hell do I do this? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's how you do it. I remember Tomb Raider. I remember Tomb Raider. I think this is the last Tomb Raider I finished. I've only finished the first one, this second one, Tomb Raider 2, and then I think it's the remake, the first remake. They're the only Tomb Raiders I ever finished. Oh. How does she swim? Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's Tomb Raider 2. I think it runs pretty well. You might want to just play it on the normal without the enhanced resolution. But I'm not sure if those slowdowns were part of the game, because you see, like it's quite fast over here when I'm turning. Then when I turn towards the building, it slows down. But I think that's part of the game, like the original game. So that's how it was. The OG Tomb Raider. Yeah, I mean, this is like the time when Mario 64 was coming out, and like 3D games were just starting. They were just trying to figure out the controls. This is a real, this is a real classic. I love the first Tomb Raider was a great game. The second one, it was too long, I think. It took me a long time to finish Tomb Raider 2. It was super long, but it was quite. It was kind of relaxing to play. You know, just running around exploring and stuff. It's kind of cool. Very cool game. All right, so I hope you've got Angelina Jolie. I mean, she did, what was it, 2 or 3 Tomb Raider movies? Okay, so in the stream we have tested some Dreamcast games, some PS1 games, some PSP games on the TrimUI Smart. So I hope you've got an idea of what this device can do in this stream. Thanks for subscribing, and thanks for liking this stream. It's really nice that you can support and help me out, because it's just great. I think the reaction to some of these videos is awesome to see. If anyone needs any help with these, I'm happy to post some comments or post some files if you need, like some help on how to get these set up. That's also no problem at all when I've got time. Yeah, Tomb Raider 1. There was a demo. I think it was on PC Zone or something, or PC Gamer, PC Zone, these kind of magazines, and that was the first time I got it, when it was on like a CD, and you just had like the first level. That was the first time I played Tomb Raider for PC, and then I think I bought the PS1 version, and that's how I played Tomb Raider. It was probably 1990, 1997, I think, is it? It's 1997 or 1994. I don't remember. But yeah, that's my first time I played Tomb Raider. All right, so I will call it a day with this stream today. Yep, thanks for joining. Thanks for liking, subscribing. Darcy, Paul, David Smith, Eddie TV. Thanks for joining out, for joining and hanging out. And I'll call it a day with this stream. Thanks a lot.